Hey guys, today's video is a quick insight on rationality versus emotion and how to make decisions when these two things collide. First, I'm going to show you a 1-minute clip of how I got to this point and what happened to bring me here. So check it out from Bali, Indonesia, and we'll be right back with today's lesson.
Hi everybody. Well, my wife and I got admitted to the hospital today because we have a huge fever and a headache and I can't really see straight or basically do anything. I'm so weak, I just can't even walk. And you know, it really makes you think about what's important in life and how lucky I've been my whole life to never have anything bad happen and just wants to make me be a better person. Yeah.
Saw him in a wheelchair. What happened isn't important, but what is important is that we are extremely grateful. And what better way to show our gratitude here in Bali by experiencing what their culture is most famous for is their offerings and a time of thanks to their God. So we're here preparing that.
So here we have a typical Balinese offering. We put in a little basket made of pandan leaves, all the things that are dear to us and that we cherish. So here we have things we've been eating every day and just some things that are really representative of typical Balinese culture.
What do you do when logic and intuition, or when math and emotion sort of collide, and how do you sort of make decisions in this situation? A lot of times in poker you're faced with a situation where, you know, on paper there's one thing that seems correct, and for example, you know that the book says to make a certain play because, you know, the math seems in your favor and you calculate all the odds and it seems like this is what you're supposed to do. But your gut is telling you something else, and really you feel like, you know what, I can't explain why, it's not really tangible, but I feel like this is the right play. And just this week, we were really, my wife and I were really debating on two different options we were looking to do. One of them was to go to Macau before the World Series of Poker, play some more poker there, and you know, really spend a couple weeks there. And the other was just to go straight back to the US. And so we were really, you know, writing all our pros and cons down. I had this list of all these decisions we were making, and on paper it really looked like, you know what, I think that the best thing to do is go to Macau for this reason, this reason, this reason. We wrote it all down, it seemed like the best thing to do. But something inside of me was telling me I really felt more connected, more excited about, and my heart was more in the place of going directly to the US. I couldn't really put a finger on why, but it just felt like the right decision to do. And I had a flight booked to Macau, and I was all ready to go, and of course the incident that you saw there happened, and I actually got sick the day after, so I spent 2 days in a row in the hospital along with my wife. It's pretty rough, so really we had to cancel our plans, and this was kind of like sort of the sign we were looking for. And I know as a poker player you're taught to think only in terms of math and logic and reason, but sometimes there's something that goes beyond that. And so this was really the sign we were looking for, to really go with our emotion, go with our intuition, and just trust that, you know, it wasn't the right time to go to Macau, it wasn't the right time to make this decision. So in general, when you're faced in a spot and these two things collide, yes, it's very important to be analytical and think about all the positives and negatives and the pros and cons of what could happen. But ultimately, a lot of times in life, your gut and your heart has to be in the right place. And so when you feel these two things colliding, the math is generally really important, but I feel like ultimately what's really going to make you feel the most inspired, the most productive, the most successful, and the most in the right place is really going with ultimately what you're feeling. Because if your head's not there, your mind's not there, you're not going to succeed. So I hope you enjoyed this week's Hand of the Week. I know it was an interesting takeaway on what happened, but check back next week to get more updates. Thanks a lot, guys. Cheers.